How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is post episode 18 live stream. How is everybody doing out there tonight? I hope everybody's had a fantastic day so far, and I hope everybody is excited to be here tonight as I am, because holy cow, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. So if you're out there in the chat, go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're out there, because unfortunately YouTube doesn't let me know that people are out there. Just gives me a rough count. So give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're in there, and we can go ahead and get this party rolling. But we are going to wait just a few more minutes, kind of let people come into the room and get settled in. Let's see, just going to check, make sure everything's going smooth on my end. It looks good. Let's see, yep, that's good, that's good. Okay, perfect. So let's minimize that. Like I said, we got a big workload to do today, a big episode going on tonight. I am so excited to be here tonight. It has been it's been a good day. It's been a good day. You know, we'll go with that. It's been a good day, and just always a good day to be here and hanging out with, you know, everybody on the channel. So we'll wait a few more minutes to see who else comes in and joins us before we get this party rolling. Like I said, if you're out there in the chat, go ahead and give yourself a shout out. Let me know that you're there. Otherwise, I have no idea. Let's see. Oh, let me just check something. There we go. Minimize that. Like I said, we're just going to wait here just one more minute before we get this kind of up and going here. We got a big live stream planned right now. This is going to be, honestly, this is going to be the most work that we've done for a non-contract than we've ever done before. So I'm pretty excited about this. Let's see. Hey, John, how's it going? I'm pretty sure I just saw you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Let's see, nobody here but us. Hey, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We'll hang out together for a little while, and hopefully some people will come in as the night progresses. We're going to be on here for a few hours tonight. Let's see. Looking at my clock here, 9:33. We'll give it just one more minute before we get this party going. Let's see. Ooh, I just got to check one more thing. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, how is everybody doing out there tonight? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. As I mentioned before, this is going to be a pretty special stream, because what's going to happen here tonight, this is, I think, the first stream that I've had up until this point where it's been actual work that needs to be done for the farm and not work that needs to be done for contracts to make money and do all that stuff. We're going to be setting ourselves up for the future with this. So anybody who follows the episodics, the whole Hills of Tuscany not live stream, the Let's Plays, will know that we just bought a ton of property and went into a massive amount of debt. I think $800,000 worth of debt, and we bought all this. We bought 17, 18, 117, 118, 119. We had 120 from a previous purchase. And what we were going to do is take all this woodlands here, going to clear cut everything out of here and turn this into a giant grass field. And I think that'll be a really kind of good starting point on being able to start getting a good amount of product. And it's going to be a pretty big field. It's going to be, I think, one of the bigger fields on this map. So it's going to be up there, it looks like. But I think that grass will be good because it'll give us something that kind of uh, cycles through over and over and over, and you get multiple harvests throughout the year. So we can make, a bunch of silage, sell it all off, kind of thing, because we got enough product now at the farm to where we don't have to worry about a whole bunch of different like needs. We don't need anything. We just need cash. We need money. And I think that with grass and silage specifically, we'll be able to really start to hone in and start making some money pretty well, I think. That's my hopes, at least. But at the end of the last Let's Play, episode 18, for those, who don't follow the content on the Let's Plays and whatnot, I'll kind of quickly summarize. After buying all this, and as you can see, I started to just cut down the trees, and I was going to just sell them as logs and make cash. But then I didn't realize that one of my production points, which one is it? It's the compost. It actually takes wood chips. So when I was looking at the prices, we can see for wood, $1,969. That's a pretty decent price, not too bad. But again, and that's the high, but compost is quite a bit more during certain times of the year, which is where are you, compost? Such a big list of stuff. Did I miss it? Did I just go right past it and just space out on it? Where'd it go? No, maybe I didn't. Rock powder. All right, what's going on here? What is happening here? Oh, I did blaze right by it. $2,053 as a high point for compost. So to me, I can make just a little bit extra cash when everything's said and done by just converting into compost. It's one step. So that's to me, it's not too bad. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So whatever wood chips I make, I'm going to get back in compost. So at the end of the day, why not? It's going to be so much easier. But what I typically don't do, I'm actually going to do on this live stream, which is I'm going to make a purchase real quick. So let me catch up with this chat real quick. Oh, nice. I got 117 on a Let's Play. I started on this map a couple of days ago. So this is a good map, John. I do really like this one. Except I will advise, if you only started this a couple of days ago, be careful because there are some buggy parts about this map. If you're looking to do grapes, some of the aspects of grapes are really kind of glitchy, and some of the you'll see, like when you get sheep, you'll have sheep just kind of randomly running around the entirety of the map. I think in field 176, up there in the kind of middle portion of the map here, they'll just be out in the middle of it, just hanging out. So there's just some certain things. Bales and the bale storage for some reason doesn't necessarily work properly. It might just be an issue with the wrapper that I use, because I use the snake wrapper as opposed to just a normal bale wrapper. So it might not work properly with those bales for the bale storage purposes. There's just some really kind of funky stuff that I've run into throughout the Let's Play series here. So it's just one of those, keep that in mind. But I definitely think that if you're playing on it, it's going to be a lot of fun. So what I need to do here is I need to get all these logs out, and then I need to go up to the shop, and I need to purchase some kind of wood chipper. And I think I've got a good line on one. I think I'm going to be happy with it because it's going to be kind of multi-purpose. And like I said, I normally on my live streams do not make any purchases. It's going to be kind of the first time where I've really kind of broken that rule. Oops, there's a stump right there. Where I've broken that rule, and that's because I try not to progress the story too much. And there's... Come on. Come on. There we go. But I want to get all these logs out because, like I said, I need to... Ugh, this is going to be... Oh, I'm on. There we go. Let's push this off just a little bit. There we go. You know what? Yeah, let's cut... We'll clamp that down, and then we'll just pop that off right there. Alright. So at this point, like I said, I'm going to run up to the shop real quick. I'm going to make that purchase for the wood chipper, and I think, like I said, I think I got one and it's going to serve kind of multiple purposes. Not only am I going to be able to use it for wood chipping, I'm going to be able to use it for stone crushing, for bale mulching, and the whole 9 yards. Like, this is... When it works, and I have tested it because I've been burned on this on another Let's Play series where this mod for some reason didn't work on another map. For some reason it just would not accept anything. Whoops. Would not accept anything that I put into it, and it was such a disappointment because it works so good when it works. So go ahead and pull in here. Lift this up because we're going to transport it with this. And we want, under miscellaneous, oops, there it is, the CR600. This thing works really well, and what I really enjoy about this is that it says it has a 1,000 liter capacity on it, but I have not been able to fill this thing up to where it's not just created more space as it goes. I think we'll do... Yeah, why not? Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, I've never reached a maximum capacity on this, even though it says it has 1,000 liters. It's kind of weird to some degree, but in another... It's just a nice little feature. And this thing's been out for so long that it, to me, doesn't seem like it's a bug as much as it's part of, you know, just a part of the actual mod itself. And it's nice to transport it because you can just hook it up to, you know, telehandlers or whatever kind of thing. Now it does do quite a bit of swaying, as you can see. It's kind of rough in that regard, but that's okay. So we're just going to take this over. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, easy, easy. Here. Yikes. Again. Steven. Do a wheelie. You know what, Steven? That is very, very possible in this... with this setup here. So one of those that I might oblige. But how are you doing tonight, Steve? Oh, oh, oh. I'm just gonna do a little shimmy down the road. Nothing. Hey, hey, what is okay, 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 okay. Slow, slow, slow. I don't know what's happening. Just let it go. I don't know what that was. Okay, let's get this kind of set up off to the side. Thinking right there. There we go. That's exactly where we'll... John, do a barrel roll. Again, with that thing hooked up, I almost did one. It's one of those that you never know what you can and can't do in this game until it happens. I'm great if you do a wheelie. Again, it's one of those that when everything's all said and done, we'll kind of play it by ear. Sometimes you are at the mercy of, I don't know what you want to call it, but kind of the gods of giants. There we go. Let's open this. No. Oh, come on now. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Hillbilly Farmer, how you doing tonight? That's some driving Big Daddy. How you doing tonight? I'm doing fantastic. I am having a really, really good day today. It's just that, and I'm on here with everyone here, so that always makes for a very, very good day. Let's go ahead and minimize that a little bit. Oops. Alright, let's get this. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Doing good. Hey, fantastic. So I wanted to show this just real quick. If I look here, you can see wood chips, 5,050 liters. But as I already showed at the shop, it has a capacity of 1,000 liters. I don't know why it does this. I've yet to reach a ceiling on this. I've had this at 50,000, 75,000, 100,000 liters at one point on previous Let's Plays. But you can see, here it is. Yeah, 1,000 liter capacity. So it's 1 m to the third, so 1,000. And for some reason, it just ignores the capacity and just does it. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to complain. Just makes it a lot easier. But again, 7,600. And once I get this all kind of emptied out from the trailer, then my plan is to go ahead and convert this over to a tipper. And once I have it at a tipper, I can... Actually, I don't even need to use the telehandler for this one. There we go. So yeah, we got tons and tons of work to do here today, because my plan is, over the next potentially even several streams, clear out all this forest here, all of it, everything that you see. Clear out everything here, all the way out to here. These are my fields now. Clear out all the woods here. What I'm going to do is similar to this field here, anywhere where there's going to be kind of a boundary or like access to the road or anything like that, those are going to stay. Those trees are going to stay at the most kind of outer periphery. These ones are going to go. All these are going to go. But these ones will stay up here at the top, just to kind of give that little aesthetic appeal. And then I'm probably going to cut through probably about here. So, because unfortunately, and I don't know why this is happening, this is really kind of annoying, but you can see this building here. Normally, you can click on this building and sell it. I own this, and I've gone in on another test, on another multiplayer and all that, to see if it was just something going on. And yet another glitch on this map. It drives me absolutely nuts that there's so many glitches, because I really do like this map. But you click on it, you can't sell it. I go to demolish it, can't demolish it. I can do it if I started a new game, a new fresh game, buy the land, do everything I've done up to this point, but can't do it here for some reason. So I'm going to kind of adapt, and I'm going to keep that structure there because, one, I have to. Let's see. So let me catch up to the chat real quick, and then we're going to get to work. Let's see. Steven, is it just me, or does the claw look evil? That color scheme. I mean, it is pretty wicked, but it is standard for the CSZ pack. This is the logging fork for the CSE pack. But it does, I think it's not only the color, but it's that huge overbite that it has that really kind of gives it its like kind of aggressive look to it. John says, by 10 is in the shed on the game. Nice. Yep. Yeah, that sounds about par. Can't sell the home. No, that's, yep, that's all kind of baked in the cake, unfortunately, with this map. Is you're gonna find as you play, it's a lot of little weird things. It's not anything that's really kind of add up or kind of. I've said this numerous times. Nothing that has happened up until this point in regards to the game and the glitches I've experienced have been anything where I'm going to be like, you know what, I'm done with this map. I can't deal with this anymore. I'm just going to move on and call it quits kind of thing. I haven't had an experience like that, or I haven't had a glitch like that, with the exception of having to rebuild the map when the grapes were busted and I completely destroyed the entire grape fields. When that happened, I shut everything down. I had to refire back up. But since then, the map maker has put out an update and is for the most part has fixed everything. I have run into a few more issues with grapes, but not ones where I've completely destroyed them and prevented them from growing ever again, kind of thing. So that's okay. Like I said, I'll deal with a few small annoyances here and there, but not to the degree of, breaking the map kind of thing. So let's go ahead. Tipper, yeah, we want the tipper. Okay, yeah, it's just the one tipper. This doesn't have an extension. No, it has a cover. Flat frame. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to boogie back. So like I was saying, I plan on just making all these woods just turned into wood chips. And I'm going to put them all at the compost factory there in the north. And that way I can just turn this on the compost, and when I'm at its peak for compost, it just edges out wood just ever so slightly. But with the wood chips, it's much easier to store. So it to me just makes more sense to do it this way rather than trying to do logging and take all the logs to their various sell points around the map. All right, that's good. So yeah, that's just gonna chug along and fill up the trailer, and I can keep coming back here and fill this up. Turn that on. So yeah, we're going to be doing a ton of logging today. That's what we're going to be doing. And like I said, I kind of anticipate that this is going to take potentially a couple of... oops. There we go. A couple of different episodes for the live streams. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I just have a feeling. Is this a... oh, it did adjust. Why is it a 9 meter now? 9 meters fine. And because of all these bushes, it makes things kind of hard to find, so I'm going to have to kind of pick these up as we go along. As you can see, I mean, I can't see unless I'm right on top of... I can't see those logs at all. Go. Why did it do that? Now bring this over. Ta-da! Oh yeah, so look at that. I mean, this is just going to keep chugging and chugging and chugging until this fills up. Once this fills up, then we just... the tipper trailer fills up. Then we can just run that and just keep on going, really. We don't have to stop. Let's see, is this... I don't think this one's mine. I think this... Nope, that's not mine. That one mine? Nope, that one's not mine. How about this one here? Nope, that one's not mine. That's not showing the reticle. Nope. Nope, definitely not mine. There we go. There's the auto align. That is honestly, I think... Oh. I think the best feature that Giants could have added to the game in regards to logging is this auto track, because before having to do this manually really was a bear, but now we have the ability to kind of just auto align and just almost like a set and forget, and I really like that. I like that a lot. Let's see, Steven, what I should call the machine Assassin because the boom reminds me of Assassin. Okay, Steven. If that's what you want to go by, we can go by that. Let's see. So I got to remember to turn that specific harvester off because that is a lease, and the more it runs, the more it's going to charge me. See, I almost feel like it might be a better idea come through here with my... Oops, wrong way. To come through here with my plow and just rip up the ground really quick. And that way I could just... Oh, there's a tree right there. But that way I could just come through and then I wouldn't have to worry about all these bushes that are all throughout this forest. Like, that's just going to be a real big pain if I can't just kind of go through in one fell swoop. And come on, there we go. Yeah, and as you can see, I mean, this is only 8,000 liters. This thing's been chugging away, just, you know, loading in there. So it takes a sweet time, but it'll get there eventually. One of those that, oh man, one of those that when everything's said and done, it can take as long as it needs, as long as it's just doing the job. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I think that's just going to work out better for me to get the plow and just kind of, well, actually... Oh, do I want to use a ground texture? But then I'm paying. No, that would just be a waste. I don't want to have to pay for... So a couple of reasons as to why I decided to buy this specific plot of land as opposed to anything else on the map. So if you take a look at the map, you know, tons of forest. That's awesome. You know, we got more forest here. There's another big area here. There's another big area in the north. But the reason I decided to buy this, so not only are we going to get the resources from the trees, not only are we going to be able to make this into one really large field, and we're going to incorporate field 17 and 18 on top of it. So we're going to make just one giant grass field, and we have grass here as well. So it all kind of fits together. But check this out. Look at all this. Let's get rid of the weeds. See these red spots here? It's not plowing. That's stones. All the yellow, stones. Once I plow all this out, all these stones are going to be exposed. So now that I've got that machine, the grinder, I'll be able to make tons and tons and tons of lime. And look at these big chunks right here in this field here of red. That's solid stone. That's I don't know how much I'm going to get off of this, but I think it's going to be quite a bit. I think that, and not only that, not only are these huge deposits here, but I'll be able to also get the stone when I just do my normal plowing. So when everything's said and done, there's going to be tons and tons and tons of stone, which means tons and tons and tons of lime that I could have access to. So that's kind of was my thought process behind all this, is being able to utilize all that natural stone, utilize um, all the trees, and then be able to just have so much landscape to be able to make a field. I think is going to be really, really good. You know what? We'll just cut through because this is my field. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited that when everything's all said and done, that we're gonna have a massive field that's going to dwarf the field that we already have uh, at the farm, and then on top of that, we'll be able to. Ooh, uh, oh, I forgot it goes this way. But yeah, when we'll be able to have access to just a ton of silage. Like this is gonna exponentially grow the amount of silage we're gonna have access to, which means it's gonna exponentially grow the amount of money we have access to. That's why I wasn't afraid of, rolling up my sleeves and getting a whole massive loan, $800,000, to invest into that. Because I think that between the trees that we're going to make into compost, the lime, and just everything that's there, it's going to pay itself off really, really quickly. Let's see. Dust Bunny! Come on, folks, hit the like button. There's 5 people watching, only 2 likes. You know what? Thank you so much, Dust Bunny. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and smash that like button, everybody. Helps me out a ton. It really does. A lot of people don't realize just how much that like button really does affect your status in the algorithm, so every single one helps. And we'll pivot back around. So yeah, like I was saying, it's just one of those that I think there's enough abundant resources on this stretch of land just as it is that's going to take away a huge chunk of the loan that I ended up taking out for this particular slots of land. But then when you throw into it as well that I'm going to make a giant grass field and use it for silage, then I think that it's going to be like next level, to where we're not going to have to worry at all in regards to funds or anything like that. So that, yes, this is all going to be, and you can see, as I bring this down, look at all those stones that got kicked up right there. These are medium-sized stones too, so this is going to take a ton of the pressure off right away. Just stones and make it into lime. I can install a selling point that will actually make it to where we can sell the lime. Might be able to utilize it other ways. I mean, there's just so much. And you know what? I can actually just carry this right up to here. So I need to be careful. And if we... is that it? No, that's one of the deposits. But yeah, you see all those stones. Like, just the whole road network here is just lined with them. But look at all these. Right there. All those stones are just sitting there waiting for me to come by and just harvest them. It's going to be a massive, massive amount of stones. I don't think I've ever had access to this many stones in one location. Ever. Because normally when you're doing like field work like this, you'll kick up a little bit of stones here, a little bit of stones there, but never in this kind of concentration have I ever seen anything like this. I'm actually really glad that that's in the initial stages of growth right there, because I just rolled right onto the field, not even paying attention as to whether or not I could just roll right into it. Let's see. Dust Bunny says, uh, hello, Big Daddy and Hillbilly Farmer. Hillbilly Farmer says hello back. Uh, have you seen the new Stone Factory? You know what? I have, and I'm actually very interested in being able to utilize that for the Let's Play later on down the road. That's actually kind of one of the reasons why I kind of started this, was thinking that I might be able to find some unique ways to utilize this stone other than just the kind of surface level of what I'm talking about with lime, but potentially using it for the stone slabs and the statues. I actually just was messing around on my testing map just a little bit ago. Well, not a little bit ago, it was yesterday, and was making kind of the stone lions on that one just to kind of see what it looked like, and I thought that was really cool. It was just a nice little feature there. I know I'm doing a really goofy job at plowing this out, but at the end of the day, it's all right. Let's see. Dust Bunny also says it would be perfect to use for these stones. You can make stone blocks, stone slabs, yep, and stone line statues. Yep. See, that's what happens when I read further along, is realizing that I'm just repeating something that somebody else has said. Steven, probably stupid question, but are those stones other than... Oh, you know what? I completely forgot. Dust Bunny, thank you again so much for sending me the information, but completely spaced on doing it for this live stream. So I still have the heart in the corner. Are those stones other... Oh, why is this not... Other than the lime variety. So in this game, uh, Steven, I know that you might not know this, because I'm pretty positive you don't actually... I've never actually played this game, but it's basically you can utilize certain products to make further and further products down the line. And in this case, stones are just kind of generic kind of place markers for basically limestone is essentially what you get here. And there's certain factories that you can either install from the mod hub, um, or if you have a PC, you can actually install them from third-party creators and whatnot as well. But you can then take the stone and just make it into other types of products. Now, may be other products out there where um, you can actually like get different types of stone. Like, there's factories out there. There's one by Mac Trucker who... whoa, there's a big hump right there. Holy cow. By Mac Trucker, where you can make things like gravel and concrete and just all this different kind of utilizations for said stone. But it's one of those that it just all kind of depends on what you want to do and how you want to kind of transform the... Ooh, that's a big dip right there. Ooh, I wish I would have saw that. Well, we're gonna have some landscaping to do. Wow, that's... Uh-oh. Well, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to landscape that area, because wow, that's a real bother there. uh Hillbill and I just noticed that. I've never noticed that huge dip right there. That's crazy. It's amazing on what these uh bushes can hide. It's crazy. Now, I need to be strategic about this, because what I want to do is I want this to kind of ride up the hillside here and then start to sweep down towards this covered awning. Because again, I can't get rid of that covered awning. I'd originally intended to get rid of it, but some reason it just will not let me. And it's a real bummer. I mean, it's a real shame because, oh man, this terrain is a lot rougher than I thought it was going to be. Now see, here's one of those deposits I was talking about too. That's exactly what I was talking about. Look at that. I mean, that is just insane, the amount of stones. So I'm actually going to want this to... Whoops. I'm going to want this to go a little bit higher. Over to here, maybe, and then sweep down. You know what? That ain't a bad idea. Let's go ahead and turn on those lights. Because the light is starting to fade. And my guess is that I'm not going to be able to get all this work done in one stream. I'm guessing that this is probably going to take maybe 2 to 3 streams before we can get all this stuff kind of taken care of and get it to the point to where, you know, we want it to get to. So we're going to have several streams, is again my best guess, worth of this. And I'll be honest, I'm really excited about it. I'm really looking forward to doing all this work and getting all this stuff kind of taken care of. Now let me just double check. I think if I sweep up a little bit to the north and then go directly south. Alright, I don't want to cut into the road here. I know this is looking a little rough, but there is going to be method to my madness. Oh, okay, I found the edging. Okay, so if I keep kind of closer to this area over here. Oops, 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 oops. Let's see. Steven says, OMG, I wish I could drive one of those in GTA. A tractor in GTA, that'd be, that would be quite a sight. Just be trucking along in GTA and seeing a little tractor just go flying by. And then Dust Bunny asks, do you play Farming Simulator, Steven? So I think if we kind of get to here, let's move this out of the way. We'll just kind of move this out so it's not in my way anymore. There we go. Oops, oops, oops. There we go. We're going to run into an issue here with all this. Is this empty? Or is this full? Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, fully unloaded. Nice. Yeah, we're starting to run out of light here, too. So it's going to be one of those that I'm well aware... Oops. I'm well... Oh, come on now. What am I hitting? Am I hitting a stump? No. Now I'm hitting a stump. But I'm well aware of just how much darker it is on the screens that people are watching as opposed to what I'm seeing here. Based on kind of the playbacks and stuff that I've seen of my content, it actually comes through a little bit darker than what I can actually see. So yeah, if that ever happens, especially on a live stream, just let me know that hey, it's a little dark, you know, hit your lights so we can see. But I will be working through in the dark. I'm not necessarily committed to. Oh, now I can head straight south along the road, right? Yes, along the road. But I'm not necessarily committed to a time of getting all this work done per se. And then so like I don't have to have this all done by December or anything like that. We've got this is also the reason why I wanted to do this work here as well, is because we're in the winter months. So there's going to be a ton of time where there's not going to be a lot of work and not a lot of things to do around the farm. You know, no contracts, nothing along those lines. So there's really no sense in just kind of sitting around for 3 months before contracts start firing back up. You know, you kind of have to do it on the first kind of go round with Let's Plays and stuff like that. When you go through winter for the first time, you don't always necessarily have the resources you need to be able to just kind of dive into doing things right away. Can I... Ooh, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I'm wondering if I can move that... Oops. If I can move... Why? Come on, tractor. Get some grip. If I can move this with... this. Essentially, this is just a pallet mover with these huge tiger tines on. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Okay. I don't know what just happened there. Let's see. Let's see. Steven, I don't, but I know Dave, and don't mind adding some interactions to the algorithms. Yes, I greatly appreciate that, Steven. Let's see, Dust Bunny, that's really nice of you. Thank you. Big Daddy, have you heard of CMAR? I've not seen her on any other streams. Getting a bit. Unfortunately, Dust Bunny, I have not. I have not seen her around anywhere. I haven't heard from her in weeks. I have reached out to her, and unfortunately, I haven't seen her there as well. So yeah, it's just one of those. I'm quite concerned myself. So if anybody has seen or heard anything from Crimea River here recently, could you just let us know so we know that she's okay and nothing to be worried about? Yeah, like I said, I'm quite concerned myself, and it was things that just kind of happened, like kind of behind the scenes. I don't want to get into too much of the details about it, but we went from practically talking with each other every single day, through comments and whatnot, to all of a sudden just radio silent from Crimea River, and I have no idea why. So, and it just worries me. I like I said, if anybody hears anything, this is kind of a, I guess we'll call it a all points bulletin, an APB, just to make sure that she's out there and that she's safe, kind of thing. Let's see, so we're gonna leave these trees to the right. Let's see, where's the boundary? And once I kind of get this whole outer boundary defined, then we can really kind of... Oh, see, yeah, so we want to go down here and follow this big hill. Let's see, go down here. Huh, what was that? Sorry, I just got a weird notification on my on my watch, and I don't know what just happened. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to kind of pause like that. Let's see. Dust Bunny says, I think she was having some health issues, if I remember correctly. I tried looking for her on YouTube channel, but there's no contact info listed for her. No Facebook, email, nothing. Yeah, that's kind of the similar issues that I ran into as well. Um, and that's right, she was having some health issues. I don't know if... I know she's mentioned it here on the stream several times, so I'm not, necessarily worried about mentioning that. But that's really why I'm concerned about her, is that I know that she has mentioned that on several occasions. So it's just one of those that, like I said, if anybody hears anything, sees anything, just let her know that we're hoping that she's okay and everything's just fine with her. Hopefully it's a bunch of worry about nothing kind of thing. That's my hope kind of thing. But yeah, it's been about, I think it's been about 2 weeks since I've heard anything from Crimea River, and like I said, it was one of those that I'm genuinely concerned. All right, now we can get right up to this field here. I cannot wait to get to getting all these stones, just to see just how much we're dealing with here, because I think this is going to be just an absolute ton, of stones, and not just figuratively either. I'm talking just massive amounts. You figure just these road networks here, these lanes that I'm plowing up. Look at all these stones here, and these are, like I said, medium-sized stones. These count as what, like 3 or 4 stones per like per unit or something. Like it's gonna be a really good amount of stones when everything's all said and done. And this will also, what's nice about doing this kind of plowing first, is this will kind of give us a nice little idea as to what we're dealing with in regards to field size. Like I said, I plan on just bringing it right up to the edge of these fields. I'm going to leave this field here, but I am going to kind of butt right up against it. Something like that there. I don't want to destroy too much of the crop in here, but if I don't, then I'm not going to have a good way to... Let's see. And Dust Bunny, hey, I appreciate it again. Please hit the like button, folks. We appreciate it very much. Thank you. Are you planning on keeping the trees? So no, Dust Bunny. I'm actually... A lot of these trees are going away. Some of them that are on this kind of outer periphery. So like this one here, all these kind of outer trees are going to go. These ones here on the inside are going to stay. That's why I'm kind of trying to, as best as I can, kind of define the outer edge of the field kind of thing, and then I'm going to bring these all in because I want to get rid of all these bushes. It's making it really hard to getting any of this work done, especially with the tree harvester. I want to just be able to come in here with one fell swoop with this harvester, get everything cut down all at once, and I can't do that because of the difficulty that I'm having being able to see where the logs are, and it's going to be infinitely harder to see the logs when I'm plowing them and they're hiding in all these bushes. So it's just one of those that I figured I would come in here real quick and just do the plowing first. I was kind of cutting things down at first, but yeah, no, I'm doing my doing my best to kind of only keeping the trees that are kind of the most outer edge of what I'm going to define as the, actual future field. These ones here are going to go. The ones that are closest to the fields are going to go because these are going to be technically on the outermost edge. You know what? We'll clip this just a little bit. Just a little bit of product loss. And really, whatever I'm getting out of this field is just bonus at this point. I don't have to I don't necessarily have to keep this, but I didn't plant it. It doesn't cost me anything besides the price of the field itself. So it's one of those that it works out to my advantage to be able to just go ahead and delete the field where I need to. Let's see. Pivot around here. And here, you know what? Let's go ahead and... Oh, come on. Yeah, it's... I may be clipping out some of the field there, but when everything's said and done, it'll be... Oops. I think it'll be better than just leaving it. Let's see. Steven says he did. Thank you, Steven. I appreciate it. And then Dust Bunny thanked Steven. Dust Bunny also says, have you ever considered using the Devour Tree mod and putting the wood chips into the factory? So, yes, I did think about doing that. But, so as I was saying kind of at the beginning of the stream, I normally don't purchase a bunch of equipment, things that are going to like progress along the story. This was extremely necessary because the wood chips were kind of an afterthought. I realized after the fact that when I decided, oh yeah, I'm going to do all this kind of forestry work, that the compost factory takes wood chips and does a 1-to-1 ratio for the wood chips. So it was one of those like, oh man, I really gotta, I want to utilize that factory as much as possible, especially because one, I already own it, and two, it gives you a really good price. Now it's not a huge upcharge for trees, because I could have sold the trees in the state they were in for like just shy of $2,000 at their maximum, and I think it's something along the lines of little over 2,000 at the maximum for compost. So it's maybe a couple $100 per 1,000 liters, for the differences in product. So it's nothing like spectacular, that's going to make a huge difference between products. Now, where you will see a huge difference is wood chips. Wood chips to compost, you can see compost again, $2,053 per 1,000 liters, but wood chips is minuscule. It's very, very cheap for wood chips. 981. So actually on this map, you get pretty good prices for wood chips. I'm actually kind of shocked about that. $981, but you're still almost doubling the product, and you're keeping a 1-to-1 ratio between compost and wood chips. So you're not having to compromise and lose out on any product through the process kind of thing. You're keeping it all. And the only thing you're out is a little bit of water, and water's free. So no sense in really not doing it kind of thing. Now, there is a product on the compost list there where it doesn't have that kind of 1-to-1 relationship, and I think it's actually straw. There it is. And you actually have to have silage additive, and silage additive can be a little expensive, so I probably won't make compost out of straw. Just throwing that out there. There's another one out here too that requires it. Oh, to make manure, you need the silage additive for some reason. But you take the compost, you add silage additive, and it gives you half of the volume in manure. So to me, that doesn't make any sense. Same thing with fertilizer. Now, you're getting half the recipe. It just, again, the numbers to me don't add up. Dust Buddy, thank you. Make sure I stay hydrated. Let's see. Oh, hello. Let's see. We've got Roughneck. What does that say? Roughneckin' Depatch Gaming. Love your content. I've been doing a lot of stone vids. Some of the forestry and it's a pain in the butt. Yes, yes, it can be. Uh, so Roughneckin', how are you doing tonight? Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Let's see. So like I said, we're just going through and making our fields. We're just clearing out as much of this as we possibly can because wow, is this just an absolute nightmare with all these shrubs. But I tell you what, I am glad that this is one of those maps where shrubs can actually be demolished as opposed to having to go through this and using the grass texture. Because if I had to do the grass texture on all this or doing any kind of texture on this, this would have been tons of money by itself. All this. I mean, look at all this area. I mean, this is huge. This is a huge field that we're going to make here. When everything's all said and done, this is going to be a massive undertaking. And we're going to absorb this field into it right away. This one is going to stay by itself until this is finalized its growth stage. And we harvest it, and then we can just make this into one massive field. But if we look at the map, because now the whole border is now defined, look at this. This is going to be a big, big field. And I'm really excited because this is actually probably one of the largest fields I've ever undertaken. Um, yeah, I think this is about the largest one I've ever done, you know, in this kind of a regard. So I'm rather excited about doing it. I'm really thinking that it's going to be a lot of fun at the end of the day. And like I said, this is going to create the opportunity to do several streams because I want to get this all done before the storyline kind of progresses. And we've got tons of winter, you know, where there's not a lot of contract, there's not a lot of stuff to do other than just forestry. So why not? Why not just really lean into this one and just get it done? Let's see. Let's see. Welcome in, Roughneckin' from Dust Bunny. Thank you. I appreciate that for the welcome. And Steven, 99 cents. Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. Let's see. Thank you for the super sticker, Mr. Steven Fluke. Except the angry face. Any particular reason why for the angry face? Let's see. We've got Roughneckin' saying, I'm okay fixing to fire up the PS4 and work on more stone mining as well as trying more forestry. I remember the Doll Ranch farm FS19 was very large fields. Yes, yes, it was. That one was actually a very intimidating map because of the size of the fields on that one. That was a little bit rough. Honestly, I'm curious if Dave gets any of that 99 cents or only it was only one for night. So so the way that the super stickers works, I'll let you all know how it kind of works behind the scenes. Oh, and there it is right there. Just showed up on the screen. Again, thank you for the donation, Steve. I really appreciate that. So what it does is YouTube actually takes a portion of any super stickers, super chats, anything along those lines, and it's a 30% cut goes to YouTube. So that's just how it works and whatnot. But you know, like I said, any little bit, you know, greatly appreciate it, and it goes directly into helping the channel out and you know helping us grow and eventually one day being able to make bigger and better content. As I keep mentioning, it's one of those that I've got tons and tons and tons of plans of things that can be done in the future, but it's just one of those we have to keep growing the channel. We're still a very small fish in a very large pond, and as we just continue to grow and continue to do things, that's when we you know can really set out on bigger and better kind of adventures kind of thing. But all it's going to do is take time. At the end of the day, it's just going to take time and perseverance. And for anybody who knows me, Steve, you know this, I'm not the kind of person that gives up too easy. Steve, as he mentioned, does know me in real life. We've been actually been friends since high school, um, and one of those where, he would certainly attest that I can be very, very stubborn when I want to be. And this is one thing where I don't have to be stubborn. This is one where I'm having too much fun for it to just, you know, not be a thing anymore, kind of thing. So again, Steve, I want to reach out. I want to thank you again for kicking that 99 cents. I will get, like I said, 70% of that, so I do appreciate it. Roughneckin says, I ran 6 New Holland harvesters and a extremely large auger wagon, and took me almost, wow, 4 hours. Holy smokes! Yeah, yeah, 4 harvesters and a large auger. That's insane. Holy cow! It's one of those that my mind, like, I know that you can use multiple sets of equipment and do things in very specific ways where you can make those larger tasks, seem smaller as things kind of progress and move on. But it's one of those that I have a hard time just remembering to do that. This one, I mean, I'm going to try to, really utilize this field to its best capacity. Now, because I only have the one tractor and the one telehandler and all that stuff, I'm going to have to eventually invest into bigger and better equipment, but that's in the works. I mean, we're definitely going to be doing things, around the farm to grow and to make things really start to happen. Um, but that's for another time, another episode kind of thing. And again, we're only 18 episodes deep into this Let's Play series. So we've got so much time to be able to grow and to really kind of hammer out all the nitty gritty details as things go. So I'm just really, really excited about how this kind of worked out. And what I'm really excited about is that I even noticed that all these kind of large deposits of stone were here, that it just kind of, I just so happened to look at the map at one point, and as I was kind of taking a look around and just kind of seeing how things were laid out, I just so happened to go onto the stone map to see how, you know, if there was any fields that needed to be plowed or anything like that. And that's when it dawned on me, it's like, wait a minute, there's a whole bunch of these reds and yellows that are here. And what really stood out to me is I was looking over here, seeing this big patch, and I was like, oh well, I should buy this field and just buy all these stones. That would be cool. And then I realized, wait a minute, what's all this? There's big red here, there's big red here, there's a bunch of yellow over here. And you can see how this turned to orange. This was all yellow, now is orange. So it's one of those, like, the stones are getting bigger as I'm plowing them out. Whoops, oops, oops, oops. So it's just one of those that we're just making so much progress, and being able to utilize all the land has to offer in this particular section. That's why I didn't purchase this area over here. I mean, yeah, we got all this yellow here, we got a little bit of orange here, but if you also look here, look at all this. This is another forest right here. That's all yellow, so that means if I plow this out, this will turn orange too. So that might be something down the line, kind of thing. But who knows? Just one of those that we might just be biting off more we can chew here. I really kind of have to figure out how things are going to play out and how things are really going to kind of work out for this particular field and all the resources it's going to take just to be able to maintain this. Because we're still really early on in this Let's Play. We're only, 18 episodes in, and we're making the largest field I've ever made. Ever. In this whole game, and not just in this Let's Play, but in this whole game. I've never made a field this large. I want to emphasize this. So, one, it's something new for me. It's something that I've really been kind of looking forward to over the past couple of days. Because for those of you who really kind of follow along the content and whatnot, and those who are channel members will know this, I try my best to put out content for the channel members with a 24-hour grace period. So to give the channel members their early access, that is part of what they're paying for as channel members. Um, I try and give them at least 24 hours to be able to kind of have the episodes. So I actually had this episode 18 recorded. Um, it released yesterday. I had it recorded and posted to the channel on Sunday, and it was available for all the members on Sunday. Wait, today Monday or Tuesday? Today's Monday. So I'm sorry. It was available Saturday, and it was released Sunday. So I basically have been sitting here chomping at the bit, waiting to do this for over a day and a half now, and it's just been, I've been really excited, really looking forward to getting to this point and doing this. And it was funny because I was actually telling my wife about this, and bless her heart, she humors me, but there's times where I know she doesn't want to talk about this game. She's not like big into it, or at least not that she's ever like really indicated that she'd be into it, kind of thing. She's watched me play it every once in a while. I just cannot believe that huge dip is there. And we're stuck. Huh. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that terrain right there. Oh, hold on just 1 second. I'm gonna pause the stream just real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so sorry about that. Wife was getting ready to go to bed, so wished her a good night. Let me bring back up the chat just real quick. And let me catch up to things real quick so I can, let's see. So Roughneckin', oh no, Steven says, oh yes, unstoppable force versus immovable object. Yes. Yes. And then Dust Bunny laughs. Roughneckin' says, funny thing is, I used 3 mods to make money. Buy station, trailer truck mod, bought first load of most expensive products, and delivered it, making money back and profit. After 10 loads, I was over a mil. Wow. Okay. I feel you there. Let's see. Steven says, LOL, if FS is your wife's biggest problem, I'd say you're doing just fine. Yes. And not that it's a problem. It's not a problem whatsoever. It's just one of those that when I talk about it, I tend to, as I tend to do with a lot of things, I tend to like over elaborate. And when you're telling somebody about something and they're not that she's not interested, but that she's not an expert in, and when you're like getting into the nitty-gritty and all the details and things, it's just one of those that you can lose somebody very, very quickly. So it's one of those, if I was just talking about Farming Simulator to somebody who's never seen or doesn't understand what it is, kind of thing, and I'm getting into all the, there's the harvesters, there's this, and there's that, and really getting into it and showing my passion about it. They might be able to be excited because of the passion, but they're not really like going to be following along with the entirety of the conversation. And that's often what happens with our conversations in regards to that. Is just one of those that I'll sit there and be like, oh hey, this is what's going on in this situation, and I'll really kind of get into it, and eventually the glassy eyes break out, and she's like, okay, you've been talking about this for 10 minutes and I have no idea what you're talking about at this point. So not that not that she doesn't want to talk about it, it's just that the passion kind of gets in the way of things. So, but no, at the end of the day, things be going good. Let's see. Oh man, I cannot wait. Once we get into the stones and kind of figuring out what we're gonna do with them. Like I said, I can make lime. I can do the stone factory. One cool thing, you know, Dust Bunny, you mentioned the stone factory earlier. One cool thing about the stone factory, I never realized it until just yesterday, is the production of lime at the stone factory is a 1 to 10 ratio with no additional items needed. And it's only 25 grand. If I remember right, the stone factory is only 25K to purchase. So that might be just a viable thing to do just for making lime. Not to mention, you know, the stone work and the stone slabs and all that stuff as well. So it's, I don't know, it's just one of those, at the end of the day, who knows? Who you know what? So the more and more I'm sitting here kind of thinking about it, I know Dust Bunny, you pointed this out earlier, and I'm slowly starting to come to the realization that you might be right, and it might just be better just to buy the Devourer just to kind of cut things along. I don't know. Am I committed to this? am I already committed to this? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things kind of play out from here. But now we're starting to actually get into like where it's not as congested. But now we're starting to lose light too. So we might skip ahead to the next day here soon, just so we can have, you know, plenty of light to work with. We're gonna have to come through and get most of these anyways, so oh, we are just slithering along. Only thing I've noticed here lately, let me know if anybody else has experienced this too, but I feel like the traction on the tractors have really changed here recently, and I don't know if it's just me or what, but I really feel like when you're plowing or you're doing any like really deep gravel work or field work like what I'm doing here, I really feel like the traction has really gotten soft and you get a lot of wheel slip. Even from tractors where you really shouldn't be experiencing that. I don't know. Let me know if anybody else has kind of experienced that kind of same issue, because and it might not even be an issue per se. Like, you can see just how much my tires spin while I'm kind of chugging along here. But I don't know. It just seems like here recently it's kind of more, I don't know, defined, like more prominent. Again, could just be me. Could be just, you know, seeing something, noticing something that may have already been there, and it's only just really kind of smacking me in the face right now. Let's see how this is looking so far. Scroll down here. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, look at that. And, oh, no, wait, the yellow is the small stones. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, see, that's going to be... Oh, that's going to be really nice. This might even give us a good excuse to use the, what is the mod? By the Stone Picker by, I think it's Mac Trucker. The really, like, really wide pickup on that one. I know there's some issues with it. I know some people have been experiencing, you know, some problems with it. I tried it. Ooh, come on. I tried it as kind of a test on another map, not this one, and it seemed to work fine. Actually, wait, no, I did use it on this one. I used it in the background as to one of my on one of my fields when I had picked stones for that because I just wanted to get it done real fast. There we go. But no, I mean, think that this once this is all cleared out, and I think this will be a really good one to use that particular stone picker on, because otherwise, even if we use the 9 meter stone picker, that one there, that'll even, like, it'll take forever to do this. Oh, what? Oh, there's another stump there. Wow, this is... I can't believe I'm only on, what, the third pass going around this? Now, a lot of it's taking up more time because of all the twisting and turning. I get that, but at the same time, it's just one of those... Oh, huge field, huge, and I know I keep saying it. I know that it's one of those that, you know, yeah, it's a big field and whatnot, but it's just, like I said, this being the largest field I've ever created, I'm kind of giddy about it. I'm kind of excited. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what all the kind of outcomes are as a result of it. So like I said, just the stones by itself is going to be massive. But then you talk about the trees and making compost. Then you talk about the grass and the silage later on. It's just one of those that it's going to be a big time moneymaker on more than one level. Now, unfortunately, it's also going to be a money, not a money pit per se, but you know, I'm going to have to invest in lime. I'm going to have to invest in, well, not necessarily in lime because I can make lime. But I'm going to have to invest in fertilizer. It's going to take quite a bit of fertilizer to get all this, you know, up to speed. We're also going to have to invest in, you know, decent-sized rollers, decent-sized mulchers, and just the whole 9 yards. Like, we're going to have to really kind of upgrade, you know, going forward, because we're going to have a massive field to take care of. Oh, there's another one of those big patches right there of the large stones. I am just really looking forward to doing this. Let's see. Dust Bunny says, Mac Trucker 921, add the function to a stone picker to also have the option to be forage wagon, but the forage wagon function is not working correctly. The stone picker function seems to work fine. Oh, so maybe that's what I've been hearing. Maybe that's okay. That makes sense. Because, like I said, I used the stone picker at one point on this, just it was in the background kind of thing, and it seemed to work fine. But yeah, if there's a forage wagon option as well, and that's what's going on, maybe that's what I heard and just kind of did a high level pass on it. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, this is so cool. I tell you what, this game is so therapeutic. It's so calming to just be able to kind of go around and just do the jobs and just kind of kick back and relax. Like, it's not like a typical game where, like a Call of Duty, I've mentioned I'm a big hockey fan, so I played NHL hockey games for a while there until here recently. but it's one of those where you you do have stressors and you do have things that can happen to really kind of make you concerned or worried or things like that. But for the most part, just hopping in the tractor, going around and around and around, and doing these jobs, it's just that. It's just relaxing, and it's the ability to just kind of kick back and, like, you know what, this is the job I want to do today. This is the job I want to do next day. All this stuff, like what we're doing here, is just calming. It's so relaxing, and yeah, it just for anybody who just wants to come on and just be entertained, not to necessarily have to do anything quote unquote competitive. And there are abilities to do competitive things. There's the competitive game mode where you can stack bales to a time limit and all that stuff. So I mean, there's certainly that kind of aspect that can be had, but we don't have to. And for the most part, this is just such a relaxing, calming thing, especially at the end of the day when I'm, just wanting to relax. For me personally, you know, everyday life and the job and whatnot gets to be a little stressful. So it's one of those that when you've got a cool little outlet like this to be able to kind of slow down and relax and not have to necessarily worry about any kind of, oh well, I got to worry about the sniper here, I need to worry about the engineer going into the bunker base there, or I need to worry about the right winger covering the left winger, and all that kind of stuff, and just kind of unwind, relax, and just plow up some land, plant some fields. Tell you what, makes me want to just go buy a farm and just do this in real life, because and don't get me wrong, I know that to be a farmer is a lot of hard work and it's super super stressful, um, because you are at the mercy of everything around you, kind of thing. One little hiccup, one dry spell, one mispr or imprecise timing of planting of fertilizing, of water, whatever. One mistake can just completely tank the entirety of the farm. And most farms run on such razor thin margins. Most run on such a small budget that one mistake is all it takes. One oops, or one, not even one oops, but one just force of nature could be all she wrote. So, although in theory it sounds like it'd be, my idea of heaven, going out in the middle of nowhere and just tilling up the land and working like that. One of those two. It's not a joke. It's not for the timid, not for the lazy, certainly. My grandfather, when I was growing up, he had a farm. I mean, he has a farm, but it's no longer an operational farm because he's just too old. He can't maintain it the way he used to when he was younger. But every summer we'd be up there towards, I think it was towards September, well, it was, August, September-ish, and we'd be up in the hay barn, and we would just be, chucking hay up into the barn every year, just stacking up. And just one of those that it was a long day's work. We had the whole family coming out, just working on, getting it from the ground level up into the loft. And It was one of those that growing up I was never big enough to really help in any meaningful way, and I mostly just got in the way because you had all the adults, doing their thing, and I just wasn't strong enough at the time to be able to do anything. So just one of those that I would just go and play and hang out and occasionally just get in the way. And I would always want to go into the loft and go see what everyone was doing and whatnot, because I was always a really curious kid. I guess growing up, one of my favorite lines saying, especially when I was really young, uh, going up to my mother and father, and anytime I want to look at something, I'd be Misi, Misi. And it was so prominent and so ingrained in my parents' mind that a while back, my father, he bought a boat. Doesn't have it anymore, but he ended up calling it the Misi, and instead of Mesee, called it Mesea. Let's see. Let's see. Steven says, you make me want to start playing Flight Simulator again. Kind of the same effect. Yes. Yes, very much so. And a lot of these kind of simulator games have that kind of similar kind of effect to where it's it's just kind of, you're going through the paces, you're kind of doing things, but at the same time, you just kind of get into the zone. And once you're in that zone, you're just able to just switch your brain off and just do it. And it's really cool. It's really relaxing. And Flight Simulator is very much like that. Now, again, Flight Simulator, you can do things that kind of make it a little bit more stressful. You can add, crosswinds. You can make it, difficult, per se, kind of thing. Especially like the later iterations of Flight Simulator, the more modern iterations of it, where it's taking in accounts like actual locations and weather patterns and all that stuff. So yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, it can be as easy or as hard as you make it, just like any well, not any, but just like most simulator games will allow you to do. You can crank the difficulty up or down as you see fit. Let's see. So there's one game that I've been seeing a lot of people who are in the farm sim community also have been playing a game, and I'm not 100% sure what it's called, but it's basically like a semi truck big rig simulator, and it kind of looks cool. I mean, it's one of those that uh, it could be very interesting to kind of take a look at and to kind of play, but it's also one of those too where I don't think that you'd be able to do the actual simulation of being a big rig driver justice. It was something I was thinking about the other day, and I was thinking like all the kind of nonsense that big rig drivers, truckers have to deal with on an everyday basis. And there's a YouTuber I follow every once in a while, and I forget his name, and I apologize for not being able to remember the channel, because I would love to be able to give them a shout out. But basically just him and his big red semi truck, because all you can see is from the dash cam, and it's just a series of dash cams, and he's sitting there just showing just how poorly people drive around big rigs. They'll cut off a big rig, they'll just short stop them, brake check them, and it's like nobody realizes like this a multi-ton piece of equipment that does not stop on a dime. Like it just doesn't. So people not minding their p's and q's and being on their best behavior around a semi truck is extremely dangerous. And it got me to thinking about that game, and I was like, there's really no way to be able to kind of, or at least as far as I'm aware, because I've never played the game, but no real way to kind of simulate that kind of human element of silliness that's kind of interlaced into it, unless you do like a multiplayer kind of game where again you got human interaction into it. But I don't know, just one of those that I just thought it was kind of a cool in concept, and another simulator that was really cool. There's actually a simulator I was playing a while ago, but it's not like it's more like a survival simulator kind of thing, and it's I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's on Xbox and I think PlayStation as well. But basically what it is you are a passenger on a flight, and all of a sudden the flight goes down and you're just trapped out in the middle of the ocean on a rescue raft, and you have to find land, make shelter, and it's one of those kind of survival simulators. You can't be out in the sun too long, so you have to build shelter to where you can, not be sunburnt, or else you get sun poisoning and and all that stuff. You start out by only being able to eat coconuts, but coconuts, because they're a like a natural diuretic. If you eat too much of them, then you become like an irritated. What is that? Ooh, what is that? Hey, an extra 20 grand. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's a really good hiding spot right there. Just hiding two collectibles out in the middle of the bush. Like, how is anybody like, unless you're doing exactly what I'm doing here now, how is anybody gonna find something like that? That's crazy. That's funny though. All right, for some reason, actually not even some reason, I have Dust Bunny ringing in my head right now. I need to take a drink real quick. Got to stay hydrated. I've said this several times now, but I've never talked so much than being on these live streams. Never in like everyday normal life kind of thing. And it's one of those that I never realized that, hey, the more you talk, the more you're get dried out. Like, it's something that obviously I knew. It was just not something that I have ever really experienced, because I've never sat there and talked with such consistency over and over and over to ever experience it, kind of thing. I'd always sit there and kind of give myself a rest, or take a, just throughout the natural flow of a conversation, you tend to listen half the time when it comes to a conversation. So one of those that you get you get the ability to kind of stay hydrated in the mouth, kind of thing. So the things you learn as a YouTuber, kind of thing. Words are hard. Words are hard. Thank you, Dust Bunny. I appreciate that. But you know what? This is actually a good time, while I'm thinking of it, because it just dawned on me. I need to give the channel members a shout out. So starting with Mark K, thank you so much for being a tier 2 channel member. Greatly appreciate you. And Deco71, thank you for being a channel member. Thank you all so much for your contributions to the channel. It helps out significantly, being able to help the sustainability and the growth of this channel. I greatly appreciate you. And if you are interested in becoming a channel member, please check out the join link at the main page, and I believe I have it listed in the description of this live stream as well. So if you're interested in helping support the channel, that is the way to do it. It will offer you a couple of tiers. Tier 1 offers you things like early access to edited videos, so the Let's Plays and Shorts are the main edited content where you can get early access to it. Also offers you exclusive channel emotes and badges to let you know how long you've been a channel member. So those are the tier 1 kind of perks that you get. Tier 2s, exactly what we just saw here. You get a shout out every single time there's a live stream for being a tier 2 channel member. Again, if you can, amazing. If you can't, I completely understand. It is certainly not a requirement, and this is why I've set up the memberships exactly the way I did. Is that is a show of, you know, it is a show of your wanting to support the channel, and again, the kind of sustainability and the growth of it. So again, thank you all so very much for being tier 2 members. Thank all my members just flat out in general, and thanks to everybody who's here tonight. Thanks to all my subscribers. I greatly appreciate every single one of you, because without you, there's nothing. There's just me just chatting out into the mic, or chatting out into the ether kind of thing. So thank you to everyone who stopped by tonight. Thanks to everybody who's signed up for, you know, subscribing and all that stuff. Just greatly appreciate every single one of you. You all are just rock stars to me, and I greatly appreciate you. It's like we're like going slaloming around the trees. And again, it's one of those, I get that that sloth from Ice Age just in my mind, that John Leguizamo's character, slalom, baby. Oh, goodness. We've made some pretty decent progress on this. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. And one of those two, we're gonna have to buy the precision farming, the land map, so we can figure out what kind of earth we're working with here. Like we're gonna have some big stuff going on here. I'm really curious as to like how much product we're actually going to get off of this field. I think that's going to be, you know, something I'm also really excited about, is to see just how much stones, how much wood chips, how much, just everything, just when everything's said and done. And then eventually, when this becomes a grass field, what kind of yield are we going to get off of that? Well, how many bales are we going to see off of this? You know, and that's all going to be affected by what kind of precision farming map is under here, what kind of ground is under here. The soil types, that's the words I'm looking for, soil types. Once we can figure out what those have in store, we'll be able to then figure out what kind of yields we can expect off of this land. You know, hopefully we get some really good yields, maybe some 125% yields, as opposed to, you know, what, 75, 60 for certain ground types. So we'll see how it all goes. What's also cool about all this as well is we have the because this is such a wide open kind of field, we have the ability to really just utilize the AI and just let them kind of sweep back and forth. Once this is all kind of cleared out and you know, properly maintained, we'll be able to do that. Oh wow, this is just keep sweeping around it. Like that pile of stone right there, that's gonna be just a massive amount of stones, and I'm chomping at the bit. I am just cannot wait to see how many stones just one of those piles. And there's multiple piles. I mean, we've got, you know, one here that we're not going to get to. We got this big one here. I might see just, you know what? How does this terrain over here look? Ooh, that's relatively flat around here. You can see the stones that are right in there. And it gets a little steep over here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Am I getting greedy? I might be getting greedy. I also need to consider the aesthetics, because That's one thing that really, really bugs me really quickly, is when something just looks messy and I don't have a way of cleaning it up. Like that big hole that's right over there. That's really bugging me. It's really bothering me, and I'm really worried that I'm not going to be able to kind of fix it and adjust the terrain properly. Because as everybody who plays this game knows, there are times where um, just certain things just don't work. You know, where it should work, it just doesn't work, and for no other reason than just too bad, so sad, bad luck for you, kind of thing, or at least as far as I can tell. So it's just one of those. I hope I'll be able to cut down the trees that are in there. I'll be able to flatten out the land and to make it to where it's actually kind of usable at that part. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that all kind of works out. A worst case scenario, we don't get to utilize it the way that we want to, and we'll figure out something to do. Maybe, oh, that might not be a bad idea. Um, if we're not able to utilize that land the way that we want to, what we could theoretically do is add a water source. So I know there's a mod where you could create ponds. So maybe that'd be something that we could do right there. That might be something to consider. I'll have to think about it because I would like to use that. I mean, use that area as best as I can. But I mean, if it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. We'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. At the end of the day, certainly nothing to worry about too deep, I guess. I tell you what. See, before I came over here, I was thinking about going up to the store and adjusting the width of this particular plow, because this plow can get up to 9 meters wide. But the more I'm sitting here and I'm utilizing it, and I think that I made a good call. I think I made a good call at just leave it at the 6 meter, because worst case scenario, like having it 9 meters might have made it to where I would not have been able to kind of sweep around and through a lot of these trees. It might have just been more of a hassle than anything. So I think I'm happy going around. Yeah, I've got to take more passes and kind of take my time and all that stuff. But it's letting me kind of get through this and get through all these really tight areas. Like I don't know if I've been able to get through just that little section right there with a 9 meter plow. Who knows? Who knows? I love how the map in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there, how it just continues to update and being able to just kind of show me the progress. And you know what? Let me know, like I said, was saying earlier, if the gameplay footage starts to get too dark, let me know, because I've got my brightness turned up on my screen so I can see a little bit easier than what most people will be able to see in the recording or on the stream. So it's one of those, if things start to get too dark, don't be afraid to let me know, because I can go ahead and skip to the next day and be able to just have better lighting, kind of thing. I think right now we're okay with the lighting. I think there's enough for the time being, but that's also why I slowed down time. So normally I have time set to 1x, so it's at real time, but right now I have it on a half, because one, I wanted to extend the amount of time I have, because I specifically want to get this done before winter, the end of winter, but I also want to be able to have the most daylight for the stream. I don't want to, necessarily have to do this in the dark if I don't have to, but one of those that I will if I have to, but for kind of the aesthetics purposes. And like I said, I know that it's a lot darker on the stream than it is on my screen. I'm willing to just, call it a day if it starts getting too hard to see, if people are having to crank up the brightness on their screens just to compensate, kind of thing, then I'm willing to move forward, kind of thing. So just let me know in the comments and we can kind of figure it out from there. I don't think I realized just how steep this hill is at some points. I mean, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Let's see. So we're just making our way around, as you can see. For those who are either just joining the stream or, kind of late to the party, right now we're just going around and we're making this whole area into one giant grass field. At the end of the day, we're going to be cutting down all these trees in here. We're going to be turning them into wood chips and then eventually turning them into compost at the compost factory. So it's just one of those that we've got a lot of work to do to get us there. Oop, 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 oop. Reverse, reverse. So yeah, we're just going around and around. I tell you what, I absolutely love it. I'm just so thrilled about this. Like, I keep realizing that I'm sitting here and my cheeks hurt. That's just how excited I am to do this and to finally be here tonight and working on this. I'm sitting here smiling so much. And not even realizing it until, hey, I'm realizing that my face is hurting. I'm excited. I'm very, very happy to be doing this. I was really kind of chomping at the bit, like I was saying earlier, to get at this. It took almost a day and a half of me waiting between the time I recorded this to the time I posted episode 18 to finally get to this point now. It's like a kid at Christmas kind of thing. This is my Christmas right now, being able to come around here and just plot up and down and finally getting to do this job. I've been really looking forward to doing this for the past couple of days. So now the day is here. We're finally plowing, cutting trees down, and what's funny, so it didn't show on the episode, and for those who missed episode 18 is where I bought all this land, taking out a massive $800,000 loan to do it. I didn't realize at the time I was just going to sell all the trees. I was just going to sell them and get the cash. But then it dawned on me that I can make compost out of wood chips, because I think I went to fill up some of the materials behind the scenes, and that's when it occurred to me, oh, there's wood chips as part of the recipes. So I was sitting there like, oh, I've got to be able to utilize this. I've got to be able to do something. And that actually made me break my rule of not purchasing equipment for live streams, during live streams. Once I realized that and knew that this was the route I had to take, And I apologize if you hear a bit of snoring in the background. One of my dogs, well, technically not even my dog, it's a dog I've been babysitting for a little over a week now. I think I mentioned in the last live stream that my brother-in-law, he ended up hurting himself really badly, broken scapula and a couple broken ribs. Uh, he's not really able to take care of her right now because of the type of injuries that he has and where he lives. So we've been watching her for several days now, and she's all laid out on the couch and right here next to me, and she's a bit of a snorer. So if you're hearing something in the background that sounds like snoring, that's what it is. She's catching her Z's. But she is a really really good dog. He got really really lucky with her. He ended up getting her from I think from the pound. I think he got her from like the SPCA or something along those lines, and yeah, she is one of the most mild-mannered, even-tempered dogs I've ever been in contact with. Uh, just a little sweetheart. And she must have known I was talking about her. She opened up her eyes and started giving me the side eye. She's like, I know you're talking about me. Isn't that right, Lucy girl? Oops, oops, oops. Hey. Oh, goodness. But yeah, now we have a complete house full of dogs. We've got 4 in our house right now. 3 of them are mine. But yeah, she makes 4. And it's funny, I never had seen this before introducing her to my dogs. But we introduced her to my dogs probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I'd never seen it before, other than in like videos and whatnot. But dogs that will sit there and just bark their head off if there's some kind of object or some kind of partition between them and the other animal. But the moment that she came into contact, like into the same room with all of my dogs, she just was as happy as could be. Just like a light completely switched. But before that, she would just go try and rip through the door because we'd set them in between 2 sliding glass doors, and she would try and just tear at the sliding glass door to get through it, to get to them, and just barking, snarling, the whole 9 yards. And then all of a sudden just opened the door one day and she's like, oh hey, I can't act like a tough dog behind the glass no more. It was like just something switched. It was the wildest thing. I'd never seen it before in real life, and to see it actually happen was pretty incredible. It was pretty funny. Just the complete tone of everything just shifted. It was rather entertaining. Let's see. Now we're starting to get into areas where we're having to make harder and harder turns because of the ever shrinking field. Ooh, man. Wow, it's already 11:30 at night. Holy cow. Where does the time fly? Where does it go? We've been on since 9:30, so over 2 hours. I don't feel like I've gotten anything accomplished. Like, I mean, I can see on the map I'm obviously getting things done. We're making the field and we're just clearing out as much stuff as we can, but holy smokes. Like, we've been going around for 2 hours just doing this. And we still need to clear out all the trees. We need to cut down all the stumps. But again, I mean, Crimea River, your suggestion there about using the Devourer just to make the wood chips, that might be better. It's one of those that I'd hate to kind of switch gears like that, because I went out and rented or leased the harvester, the wood harvester, but it would save. But you know what? That's the thing too, is we don't necessarily need to save time, because we're in the winter. We have no contracts. Huh. I'm going to have to think about it. Because it's one of those, yeah, I could get the Devourer and just one fell swoop. And I'm more than likely what I'm going to end up doing is getting the Devourer eventually to be able to take care of the stumps kind of thing. So it's one of those, should I just go ahead and get it just to have it and then kind of go from there, or should I just go ahead and use it and just skip the middleman? Ugh, I don't know. One of those that I'm just kind of, I guess I'm going to think about it for a little while, because at bare minimum I still need to do this. Because even if I were to get the Devourer and just rip out all these trees right now, I still have to make the field. And yeah, I've already got the harvester. I've already invested quite a bit of cash into that. So do I want to just get rid of it and then invest more cash into it? And it's not like I've got tons and tons of money. I've only got 120 grand to kind of deal with. I don't know. I think I might be leaning towards just kind of staying the course and doing what I'm doing here. I think at the end of the day, I think that might be better. Whoa, what was that? Did anybody else see that, or is that just me? Did we just go through like a tree or something? Just something caught my eye on the screen there, and I don't know what it was, and it might have just been branches on a tree. It almost looked like the flying deer as well. Let me go. So we're just gonna, oops. Let's go ahead and clean up where we can. Not gonna be precise. It's not gonna be, the prettiest job in the world, but we'll get it there. We'll eventually get it there. There we go. I tell you what, I am really thrilled with this New Holland. This tractor here. This is a mod, and I forget what the mod is called off the top of my head. New Holland T7 Series Tier 4A. Yes. But this particular tractor has done everything I needed to do and then some. And when I use a tractor, that's what I basically look for with a tractor, is I want it to be able to do everything I throw at it and then a little bit extra kind of thing. That's why I'll always tend to upgrade my tractor's power, have the most to be able to kind of put it through the paces and whatnot. This one here has where is the power? 310 horsepower. So this is no slouch whatsoever. This got pretty good amount of of power behind it. So it's just one of those that, you know, unless we start getting into the Steigers and Steiger, that's where I miss Crimea River, is the Steiger, and then the wiggle bottom tractor emoji, and then Dust Bunny has the arm pump, the Steiger. Which is something that has not made an appearance here recently in the Let's Play series. It's actually been, I think it was since the last series where we really haven't really utilized the wiggle bottom tractors much in this one. But a lot of that has to do with the size of the fields and whatnot that are available here. It's really not a map for giant equipment for the most part. And to have a big Steiger tractor and all that stuff would probably just be overkill. That's really why I just kind of went with this particular tractor as opposed to anything else. Is, you know, 310 horsepower. It's relatively cheap. Oh, let me go. Let me go. Steiger. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh, goodness. I tell you what, I keep saying it, I love this community. I really do. This is such a blast. And all these cool little things that we made along the way on this channel. You know, we got the wiggle bottom tractors, we got the Steiger, you know, like the old 80s and 90s car commercials. And just, we got Jasper, the friendly farm ghost. Just so many things that has come about as a result, as a direct result of the community. Not to mention just being able to have just such awesome conversations and just kick back and relax with very nice people is just next level stuff. Yeah, we're going on this side. We are getting smaller and smaller as this is going on. Oh, wow, I cannot believe just how big this field is. Like, this is literally what we've been doing for what, 2.5 hours? Oh, yeah, a little over 2 hours. Is for the most part. I think we harvested one tree and we went and picked up the grinder. Oh, wow, this is just fantastic. One thing we're gonna have to pay extra special attention to when everything's all said and done and we get all the trees down, especially when we get all the trees down, is making sure that we get all the remnants of the stumps. And then after we get all the remnants of the stumps, we need to make sure that the all the ground, like where we're missing the bushes and whatnot, that all that gets plowed up and made into field kind of thing. Wow, I cannot get over how much stone. And what's funny is, down in the south of this map, you'll see that there's a lime production way down here, over here. And then on the back side here, there's a quarry with tons and tons of stone, and you can purchase it for $286,000. It's not really that expensive to have access to all those stones, but I went this route, even though it's almost 4 times more expensive than the other route. But this offered us the ability to do so much more than what we're doing, than what we were doing before. So it's just one of those that I felt that at the end of the day, I wanted to be able to not only have access to all that stone, but to be able to really have something that kind of drives the growth of the farm itself. Let's see. I just cannot believe just how much is here. And we found 2 collectibles, 20 grand right off the bat. That paid for the mulcher, the grinder, which is awesome. Let's see. Digging up another one of those big old piles. And there's another. And the other reason why too I wanted to do this as opposed to just buying the land from the lime production was this also creates the opportunity to be able to use this as a field. I wouldn't be able to do that over at the lime quarry. I'd only be able to use the stones and be able to produce things with said stone. But I feel like this is a far better option than what we were dealing with before, simply because we're going to get a ton of stone, we're going to get a ton of trees and wood chips. I mean, yeah, $800,000 was expensive, and it's going to be I don't want to say a challenge, but it's going to be a task to be able to pay it back off. But I think we're up to the challenge. I think we're up to getting it done. And on top of that, I mean, a lot of it's going to get paid off right away because of just all the products from stones and trees. So I'm starting to see it shrink down, getting ever smaller and smaller. Cannot wait for this portion to be done. So what I think is going to happen, like I mentioned, I don't think that we're going to get everything we need to get done in one stream. I think we're going to be 2, maybe even 3 streams deep into this whole process. So depending on what happens tomorrow with Giants, if they end up releasing maps and whatnot, then I'll have to either do tours or updates on those. But what will end up happening is, as I typically do on YouTube and on other social medias, I will post whether or not I plan on streaming or anything like that. Typically around noon Eastern is when I tend to post Today I actually posted a little bit sooner than noon, I think, because one, I was really excited, because as I mentioned several times now, that I really wanted to get on and do this. But at the same time, uh, oh goodness, I just completely blanked as to what I was going to say there. But anyways, um, being so excited about coming on here and whatnot, I got on early and posted the information that, hey, I'm gonna be streaming tonight for sure. As soon as the and typically the reason I wait until noon as well is that's typically around my time when Giants releases all the equipment. If I don't see anything by noon, that typically tells me that nothing's getting released that day. It's pretty rare that Giants will come in after 12 o'clock my time and drop anything, you know, in particular of any like substance, like a map or anything along those lines that would require me to kind of drop what it is that I want to do. And that's probably not the best way to say that. To do everything that I need to get done for this particular live stream. Uh, oh goodness. My brain is melting down for some reason. Well, not even some reason. I know exactly why. It's 11:45 and I've been up since about I don't know, about 6:30. But no, so I was basically getting ready to say how depending on what Giants ends up doing tomorrow in regards to mods, if they release any maps or anything like that, then I will prioritize the maps and the tours and the updates. But if by 12 o'clock Eastern I don't see anything in regards to maps or anything along those lines, then I will be creating another live stream. So the next time that no maps of any kind drop is when we'll do the next portion of this, which will likely be the actual tree harvesting portion, and then we'll kind of figure out what to do from that point. Because like I said, depending on how far we get with the harvesting, and now we can actually really, once this is all cleaned up and whatnot, we only have a few kind of little odds and ends to clean up and take care of with the plow. Then we'll really be able to just turn the harvester loose, get everything cut down to size. Then we'll be able to one, we'll be able to return it once everything's cut down. We don't need the harvester anymore, and it is leased. But it's one of those that we'll be able to better judge based on what's happening tomorrow. Let's see. I just cannot believe in the span of 2 hours, almost now 2.5, we've gotten this done. And one thing that I thought was going to be really cool too is in the design of this, I was sitting here thinking about, well, all these fields, they have kind of roads and networks leading to them. So that's why I'm leaving kind of these little roads that are leading up to the field here. I think that these will kind of be really cool, especially once I get this all filled in. You can see like this area here is kind of going to be left like this. Let's see over here. Yeah, you can see how the road kind of dips right into here. Gee, look at all those stones. That's a ton. That is a ton of stones. Does anybody out there care to take a guess as to how many liters of stones they think that we're going to get off of this? Off of all these fields where we're plowing? Anybody have a guess? Go ahead and put it in the comments if you do, and see if you can earn yourself some bragging rights. See if we can get kind of the Price is Right going here. You know, whoever's the closest without going over. There we go. There we go. Come on, tractor. Alright. Look at that. It's getting thinner and thinner. Oh, you know what? Something that just occurred to me. Dust Bunny, you think 1,000,000 liters? Okay, okay. Anybody else? Anybody else have any guesses? Doing an awesome job clearing this field. You know what? I think so too. There we go. There we go. I don't know why it took me this long to just realize that I could do it like this. But then we're getting less resistance on the plow itself, and we're going to be able to oops. We're going to be able to kind of utilize the speed a little bit better. I think that'll work out very nicely. Oof. Let's see. There we go. Oh, hey, there's a tree. George of the jungle, watch out for that tree. Oh, goodness. That was an old show. Old cartoon I used to watch way back in the day. Go. Yeah, now see, I think this is working a lot better. We're getting far less resistance, a lot less wheel slip because of it. There we go. So yeah, Dust Bunny, you'd think 1,000,000 liters. I think... Let's see. So you figure we've got all the big deposits. We've got the stones that we're just naturally digging up. Like, I'm trying to think what would be... You know what? I think I'll go with a little bit less. I think I'll go with 750,000. That's where I kind of think that we'll end up at the end of the day with all the stones. I think that 750,000 will be where we're at. But I hope I'm wrong. I want to be closer to dust bunnies than by mine. Let's see. All the stones are red in the filters, which means they are large stones. Yes. So there are some orange that are laced out throughout this. Where? There it is. Yeah, you can see all these orange ones are kind of here, but these big piles, these are the ones that are going to be big bucks here. But then I've got all the stones in here. I can't gather all the stones in this field here because there's something actually planted. But yeah, I think that there's going to be quite a bit. Quite a bit when everything's said and done. I'm really curious. And like I said, I'm just so thrilled that I found this plot of land and all the kind of unique features that it had with the stones, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have bought it. I probably would have just done something else, or would have tried a different avenue. But I think this is kind of a cool thing to do. I've never actually tried anything like this in a Let's Play series, nor really have I tried anything like this. Well, like I said earlier, I've never really tried this just at all. Kind of, full sentence stop, because I've never made a field this large before. Let's see, let's go ahead and there we go. Oops. All right, now. Oops. Oh, I mean, I snuck through that last one pretty good. It's getting harder and harder to see the trees, because they blend, like my plow blends in so much easier in the front than it does in the back. All right, you know what? There we go. Now we're talking. Oops. Nope, now we are. Alright, we got it all shrunk down. Now we're just on this little bit. There we go. Ooh. Nope, come on. Come on. What was it that Steven was saying earlier? Something about immovable object versus unstoppable force? Let's see. Now... Wow, I just cannot believe. And what I'm also really curious about specifically are those big stone clusters, like this one to the left here with the large stones. Like, how much are those piles going to yield at the end of the day? Because I know the large stones obviously count for more product, kind of thing, more literage. But because they're all clustered like that, I've never actually seen another map do this where they've been clustered like this and are harvestable, quote unquote. So it's one of those that I'm really kind of wondering just how much they put in and just how much I'm going to get out. Oof, light is going down quick. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's so close. So close. There we go. Let's see. Dust Bunny says, "Have you ever considered doing a multiplayer map during your live stream?" So I'm actually on a multiplayer map right now. Are you referring to like doing a multiplayer map with actual other people, or just doing a multiplayer map just full sentence stop? Yeah, because technically right now I'm on a multiplayer map. If we come down here, yeah, you can see how I've got kind of everything broken out into various categories here. So I've got the main farm, BDD's farm, got the friend of family farm, and then the main kind of shop area. Uh, if they need to make any kind of purchases or anything like that, kind of thing going on there. Let's see. So oh, we're close. We're really, really close. Like I said, this is kind of, channel history right here, because as I was saying at the very beginning of the live stream, this is the first time where we've done a live stream where it's solely work for around our farm. It's not contracts, it's not, anything along those lines. It's strictly our own fields, our own stuff that we needed to work on. And it was genuinely just a perfect storm of how everything kind of worked out and fell into place, with being able to get as big of a loan as I did, on top of being able to, kind of sell off all the products. Because, as people who've seen episode 18 are aware, I started that off with a kind of compilation very quickly to show how I was selling off a bunch of the uh, products that we'd had for the greenhouses and whatnot. So it was just one of those that, you know, between getting all the products sold, between getting the loan and the value that we were able to get, it really allowed us to come together and be able to do what we're doing here today. So I'm really glad that everything kind of worked out the way it did. Oh, we're so close. Let's see. Dust Bunny says, I didn't say map. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. I didn't say map, I just meant, have you ever considered allowing someone else to join a multiplayer? Well, um, so that's certainly one of those I would consider doing. Um, yeah, I would absolutely consider doing it. The only problem that I find is, or that could be a potential problem. I shouldn't say the only problem, but the only potential problem is, you know, I'm very limited on time, so I have to have like the streams are set up at a specific time, for a reason. It's because I have a wife and a daughter, and only have very specific time to be able to kind of do this kind of stuff. So it's just one of those, being able to find, the coordination and whatnot to be able to do it, and also being able to have somebody who's flexible and free enough to be able to join on a whim, uh, you know, halfway throughout the day. kind of thing. But it's certainly in the cards. It would definitely, whoa, hey, there's a stump there. Certainly would not be something that I would say no to. Let's see. I think we're done. Oh wait, is that? Oh no, wait, no. I do think we're done. Let's see. Let's see if there's any. I don't think. I think this is amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah. We did it. We did it. Oh, man, this is going to be huge. Here, you know what? Let me hit that field too. I can straighten out that edge right there, and I can plow out this field. Yeah, let's do that just really, really fast. So yeah, to make sure that I answer the question, I would certainly be open to it. You know, absolutely be able to hop on like a live stream and have people join me and whatnot. Would definitely not be opposed to doing something along those lines. Oops. Okay, now let's turn that off to limit the field. I just want to. Okay, so am I just tearing up the weeds? It looks like it. I didn't know if I was going to plow this out, if it would actually change these to larger stones or anything along those lines, but would definitely... I mean, bare minimum, I can just get rid of these weeds. That's the cool thing about plowing is, you know, you get rid of the weeds for at least one whole cycle. And Dust Bunny says, applause, well done, sir. Thank you very, very much. Holy smokes, I still cannot believe what we just accomplished. Like, that's over 2.5 hours to do just plowing. Just the plowing. And like I said, we're basically just plowing right now just to get this out of the way kind of thing, to kind of make it, I don't know, homogeneous. But we certainly don't have to. And I was also kind of curious that if I came through and plowed this, would it change the stones that were here to from either smalls to larges or whatever, smalls to mediums. But this will also be a good opportunity to just kind of rip out all these weeds and yeah. See, look at all these stones, because these are all larges. Those are mediums to my left. So, I mean, there's these huge, huge deposits of stones. And you know what's funny? It just dawned on me is you take damage for your equipment hitting stones and stuff like that. And I just so happened to look over to the side there. My plow and my tractor were on full yellow bar. And now we're down by almost a quarter. So, yeah, they were not kidding when they said that equipment takes damage quicker hitting stone fields. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Being able to just the fruits of our labor. That's ultimately one of the most satisfying parts of this game is you're going to get out of it what you put into it. If you sit there and, you know, put in the effort, put in the time, then you're going to get, you know, the stuff for it. You're going to get rewarded for putting in the effort. And it's such a cool feeling kind of thing. To whereas other games, there's some times where it doesn't matter how hard you work, doesn't matter how hard you play, kind of thing, you might not win, you might not achieve anything, other than the hope and prospect of being able to do better next time, kind of thing. So again, with hockey and whatnot, if you're playing that, and all of a sudden, you get to an opponent that you just can't beat, kind of thing, or just really any game in general. It doesn't have to be hockey. There might just come a time where you're limited in your raw natural talent, and so you either have to adjust the difficulty or anything like that. So it just, I don't know, one of those that with this, it's not that it's difficult where you have to like really kind of work hard or play harder kind of thing. Like, you just need to be able to put in the effort. Effort equals reward. And we'll be able to reap that reward here soon. I mean, we're already reaping it now. I mean, really, we made a field. We made a giant field. So yeah, we're reaping the benefits because now we have access to all these stones. We have all those trees to still deal with. So, yeah, I'm excited. I am absolutely excited. Let's see. Yes, now a wider plow would be useful. You know what? Perfect point, Dust Bunny. Thank you. That is an amazing point. Now that I'm kind of out of the woods. uh, I guess pun intended. Let's jet over to the store real quick. We can... Yeah, I don't think that the terrain is going to be an issue for the most part. There might be one or two areas where it's going to be difficult. Oops. Sorry, telehandler. Where it's going to be difficult to mow or difficult to plow, especially that one deep gully kind of area. That's going to be kind of a nuisance, but we'll be able to deal with that as time kind of goes on. So let's get that wider plow. That is a brilliant idea, Dust Bunny. Thank you. See, customize 9. Oh, and two grand. I'll take that all day, every day. Whoa! I was looking over at my comments to see if anything else was coming up, and see, again, don't read and drive, don't text and drive, don't phone call and drive, just drive. Deal with the road. As I proceed to ignore every single one of the pieces of advice that I just gave myself. Okay. Oh, this is fantastic. I'm so thrilled about this. This is going to make such an amazing with my old field that's over here. I could eventually buy field 105 and just extend it just ever so slightly. Like, it's just one of those where the sky's the limit. Yes, now we're talking. Oh, love it. Love it. Uh, this whole stream, I've just been grinning from ear to ear this whole time. Just so thrilled about this. So tickled with myself. And again, you know what just dawned on me? Dust Bunny, you had mentioned the stone factory earlier in the stream, and I had mentioned how the recipe for stone to lime is 1 to 10. Could you imagine having a 1 million liter worth of stone and then converting it all into lime? That would be nuts. That'd be absolutely nuts. And then using that lime to turn around and sell, I mean, you'd make a huge profit on just lime. So I think lime is a few $100s per 1,000 liters, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $400 per 1,000 liters. So I mean, that's at 10 million liters. That's quite a bit of money. Quite a bit. That'd take some. That would take some transporting at 20,000 20,000 liters per trip. Oof. Oof. That'd be a little rough. That might be one where you just end up selling it right from the factory and it's like, yeah, let's just sell this. Let's take the hit. Let's see. Folded, it's 3.7 meters, and unfolded is 10.5. It looks identical to the one you're using, but can use it as a 3.7 or unfold to 10.5. You can actually use this when it's folded? Uh, yeah. Huh. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Uh, you never need to buy lime for your fields ever again. Yes, 100%. You might break the bank if you sold all. Yeah, yeah, that would be nuts. Trying to sell 10 million liters of lime. I couldn't imagine. One thing that I wish that either would be added or would be just better laid out, and I know there's PC mods that does this, but under your factories, I wish that this showed just how much capacity was there, not just the amount of volume that you have in each category, but just specifically how much capacity there was. That would be so nice, and I know that there's a mod on PC for it. Uh, just I wish that was something that Giants would add, because that would just make a huge difference. Being able to just figure out exactly what kind of room you had. Let's see. Oh, not this one. Oh, not this one. Read up above where you just read. Uh, Now a wider plow would be useful. Folded, it's 3.7. Let's see. Read just under where I said need a wider plow. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. It's getting late. It's getting late. Like I said, I've been up since I think it was 6:30 this morning. So we're definitely gonna get to wrapping up this stream here pretty soon. We're probably gonna finish up just ripping out all these weeds here so that they won't grow back, at least for this go round. There we go. So yeah, this really just brings up the scope. I mean, this field is not small. Not small at all. But then I mean, it's minuscule compared to what we just did. It's just crazy. Jody, hey, how's it going? Uh, is that Dirkus? How's it going? How you doing tonight? Let's see. Dust Bunny says, "Welcome in, Jody and Dirkus. Uh, when you been up to, buddy?" So I have been just so busy here lately. Um, and just the way that the maps and whatnot have been laid out here, it's just been an absolute, I don't want to say a nightmare, but it's just so many things, so many maps got released last week. I was not anticipating that. Was not expecting that at all. But as you can see here, we have created the field. We were able to get all these bushes just ripped out of this kind of forest area because they were just hiding everything. It was making it impossible to see anything. So I was kind of getting, I don't want to say frustrated, but I was getting tired of fighting, having to take one trip at a time with the harvester here, the tree harvester. I was having to go like one tree at a time, cut it down, and then go with my actual telehandler to load it into the grinder. So it's just one of those that when everything was said and done, it was yeah, we made an executive decision to plow out the field first. But you can kind of see if we go to the map, this is the new field. It is massive, absolutely massive. We're folding in this field. We're folding in this field here. We're going to be plowing up or ripping out all the stones that are here. And this one will get folded in eventually. This little field 18 will get folded into this big field eventually. But right now there's actually, yeah, you can see it here. There's spelt in this section. So nothing I can do about that. But we just made a big grass field. I am so happy about this. This is just fantastic. Jody had heartburn tonight. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, bud. That stinks. So you didn't care for any of the maps last week? I mean, there was a couple in there that were okay. I'm trying to think of all the, like I said, it was like between the updates and the tours, and now it being almost 12:30 at night. I'm having a hard time remembering exactly what was out there, but I do remember that one production map, which was just absolutely absurd. That map, I mean, don't get me wrong, the map itself has a purpose and is kind of purpose built, but in real time, I discovered the that area of productions and just how much stuff was there. Just it absolutely blew my mind with how much stuff was just on that map. Just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it at all. Here we go. Now we can just rip through this. We don't have to. Look at that. Yes. So yeah, this is pretty much what we've been working on here. Wow, I am just so thrilled with this. So tickled pink. Let's go. But you know what? It is 12:30 my time. It's almost 12:30 actually. I think that this will be a good place to leave the stream for now. But as I was mentioning earlier, I think that we are going to be doing several streams. We're at least going to be doing one more stream likely to clear out all the trees and stumps. We've got to then fertilize and plant and do all this stuff. So we're going to be working on this, and we're going to be working on it throughout the winter. Let's see, when is the earliest I can actually plant grass? It's probably March. They're probably, yeah, today's the last day to plant until March. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be any way for me to get this done before then. But, yeah, all in all, I'm very happy with the progress we made. Because, again, this is it kind of in scope. And you got tons and tons of stones that we're going to be able to get off of this land. It's just fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. And you can see just how it's kind of making our way in there. Just love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Gonna have to cut that tree down and even that out. We'll cut this all in with the plow. Yeah, we got so much still left to do. So, yeah, I think this will be a good place to kind of leave it for tonight. Jody, I'm sorry that we're having to cut out so quickly after you jumped in, but like I said, depending on how the maps and stuff from Giants go tomorrow, if any maps drop tomorrow, then we'll be pushing off the stream. But we will be doing streams for now until we get this all done. So I think that's pretty much it. I want to thank every single person who stopped by tonight, hung out, was able to have just an absolute ball. Just I'm still just kind of reveling in what we accomplished here. I'm very, very pleased with it. But thank you all so much. I hope every single one of you has a fantastic night. And let me go ahead and go into my sign off. I hope every single one of you enjoyed this. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. That shows you're engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope every single one of you has a fantastic day, night, evening, wherever you are in the world. Take care. Oh, let me read this before I sign off just real quick. Dustmoney says, good night, sleep well. I'll try to catch your next one. Take care. Tell your wife hello and in the morning for me. I absolutely will. I will absolutely say hello to her for you. And then Jody says, play on Missouri map. Yes. I desperately want to get onto that one. That one's such a cool map. Love that map. But yeah, it's going to be one of those that we kind of see where we go from here. Right now we're only on episode 18 of the series, and we're going to be doing several live streams to kind of round this out, so we'll be able to kind of go from there. So we'll see how it goes. But Hillbilly Farmer, good night. Enjoyed watching you clear this field. Hey, I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, Hillbilly Farmer. I really do appreciate everybody who stopped by tonight, like I said. And I hope everybody has a fantastic night, and take care.